some graphic photos of your hand, so I want to know how they're healing.
The hand is doing good. It's all stitched up and got the stitches out now, so it's on the road to recovery. A couple of months of physical therapy, and I'll be back punching people in no time.
I know they're all looking forward to that. Is it hard for you to sit on the sidelines right now and not be able to train the way you want to?
It's a little difficult because I was very busy last year, and that's what I want. I like to be busy. As you guys know, if there's somebody out there that needs to be dealt with, I love to be the one to go in there and take care of it.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about this main event, because I know you're so excited for this one you wanted to attend in person. You've spent a ton of time with Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington in the octagon. We'll get into specifics, but in terms of overall generalities, what are you most excited about?
First of all, fantastic main event. Who else is excited for this fight this weekend? That's what I'm talking about. You excited for this fight?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here because she is excited for this fight as well as am I. Both guys, incredibly tough guys. They bring something to the table each and every time. Everybody knows Game Bread and what he brings to the table. And everybody knows Covington and what he brings to the table. So I'm expecting a fantastic fight.
All right, what are some X factors here? If everybody knows, what can be expected from these two?
I would say, and you guys can agree with me on this or let me know if I'm wrong. Grappling edge, I would say Covington. I would say on the feet with the hands, I'm going to say Masvidal. So if he could keep the fight standing long enough to be able to land a sneaky shot, I think Masvidal can get it done.
Excellent. Okay. Should it go into these later rounds, 4 and 5? You've been there with them. What does it look like?
It don't look good for Masvidal. I'm just being honest. Just being honest. If it goes in the later rounds, that means Colby has somehow found a way to keep the fight going as long as he can. So I just don't think that favors Masvidal.
All right, let's talk about Colby Covington for a couple minutes. And in terms of his grappling abilities, Kamaru, it's not just the threat of the takedown that he needs here. Does he need to hold Jorge down?
Well, my honest assessment, I don't think he's going to be able to hold him down. Maybe not to the later rounds. I don't think he'd be able to hold him down. But that works good for Colby because Colby doesn't necessarily want to hold guys down. He just wants to be able to drag them down so they have to work to get back up and then drag him back down. So I'm saying what's really going to make the difference here in this fight is Masvidal's ability to not get tired.
How do you prepare for a pace like Colby Covington?
You just got to be a whole nother savage like myself.
What about the creativity of Jorge? How do you prepare for that?
Oh, he's very creative. He's very sneaky. Right before the famous punch that everybody keeps watching on these highlights, there was something that Jorge did that most people didn't see. Is when I faked a shot, he almost kind of, stalked and smacked me with a left hook that I didn't even see. And it just touched me. So he's very sneaky. He lands shots that you don't see. They might not hurt you like that, but when they touch you at the right time, he could put you out.
Who do you believe has more ways to win?
Covington has more ways to win. Let's talk about Canelo. What's up there? Let's talk about Canelo.
I got my marching orders, which were to break down the fight with you. But you want to talk about Canelo?
Let's talk about Canelo. This is what I'm going to say is, it's never done until it's done. Anyone could be unbeatable in the world. Who in here thought that Anderson Silva was going to lose to Chris Weidman? No one. So it's not done until it's done. Chris Weidman believed in himself, went in there and shocked the world, and then did it again. So I believe in myself. So if you're watching, anybody watching, Canelo, I believe in myself.
Rightfully so. I mean, how far have these talks maybe gone?
What?
How far have these talks actually gone?
Nothing. I mean, he's talking, I'm talking. That's where we're at.
What would it take for you to say yes?
Well, I got to sit with, of course, big boss man Dana. Greatest promoter out there, greatest promoter in the world. Got to sit with Dana, and if it makes sense for the company and myself, then we'll make it happen.
Excellent. Okay, I think we're going to get some media questions. Do you guys have a mic there? John Morgan, great to see you.
Great to see you. Kamara, I wonder, obviously you're excited about this fight. It's a big fight, but you have beaten both of them twice, of course. Are you looking at this fight at all as another guy you'll fight down the road, or are you done with both these guys?
No, potentially. Is there anyone in here that believes Covington won any fights with me? See? So if Covington can go out there and make a case for himself and go out and continue to be whoever is next, then, down the line, that could be another one.
Nice. And when you look at these guys, right? Like obviously you said it, man. We all favor Colby's wrestling. We all know Jorge's striking. But I do wonder, is there anything that one of these guys did that surprised you? You spent so much time there, like something you didn't expect out of either one that could be a factor in this one.
This is exactly what I'm saying in this fight with both guys is I didn't expect Covington's striking to be as good as it is. And I didn't expect Masvidal's wrestling to be as good as it is. So, and this is the area that both guys excel in. So I think we're in for a fantastic fight, guys. I'm excited. I can't wait. Are you guys excited? I'm excited.
Oscar, before you ask your question, quickly, you mentioned those surprises. Did you feel like either one of them brought more to the table the second time around?
Yes. Both brought more to the table. And I still took care of both of them.
That you did. Oscar, go ahead.
Kamaru, I'm just curious, can you confirm which one of the guys hits harder?
To be honest with you, they don't really bang, both don't really bang like that. It's just landing the shot. It's a sneaky shot. I'm gonna be honest, Covington caught me with a couple of sneaky shots that I had to take a step back, so as far as raw power, nah, they both, I've been kind of, yeah. I bet, I'm trying to find out.
If you had to give Jorge some tactics on how to beat Colby, what would they be? And what would you tell Colby is the way to beat Jorge?
I think they both know each other. And I think Jorge knows how to beat Covington, but he also knows how he could potentially lose. And the same with Covington. I think Jorge's just got to press him. You press him, because I'm going to be honest, Jorge's wrestling defense is much better than I thought, because he stands straight up in that stance, bouncing up and down. You think it's easy to take him down, but it's a lot more difficult than I thought. So he's got to press Covington and you gotta make him remember all them times he slept on your couch, was eating them $2 McDonald's burgers. You got to make him remember that. So he's got to press him.
If Jorge says that in training, Colby quit a few times, but you went 5 rounds with Colby. Do you think he has that quit in him?
Absolutely. If you would look back, and after the 3rd round, when I cracked his jaw, he went back to his corner and he told his corner, my jaw's broken. He wanted a way out. So, hey, he might have toughened up, he might have cleaned it up, and, he's no longer that guy. But I think let's be honest, almost everybody has a price. If Masvidal can do enough damage, I think Colby will make that deal with himself to be able to quit.
Last one from me. You've beaten both of these guys twice. How much of this is an ego boost to you on Saturday?
No ego boost at all. I went out there and I did what was in front of me. I took care of what was in front of me. And it's on. After each fight, I'm on to the next one. I don't care what happened in the past. Like I've said, July, Leon Edwards, I don't care what happened in the past. I'm expecting the best Leon Edwards ever. And I'm going to deal with that guy.
Excellent. Man, that is a matchup we can't wait for. Jose,
My
before
man.
you ask your question, you guys touched upon something that I would love to hear your personal experience with. Like we said, they trained together. They knew each other really well. You and Gilbert Burns, you were great friends. How much did that impact your preparation besides fight night?
You remember Gilbert?
Mm-hmm.
You remember my fight with him?
Yes.
What happened?
You won.
So, my fight with Gilbert Burns, we knew each other. We trained together. And it was very, very emotional going into that fight. I had to keep my emotions in check and actually go in there and compete with him. So if I hadn't been able to just keep my emotions in check, then, that fight probably could have gotten away from me. But Gilbert's a very tough competitor. He's still at the top of the division. He's still doing it. He just took out Wonder Boy. And, that's a potential guy that I can see in the future.
For sure. Did you feel like you did anything different in that camp because you knew him so well?
No, Trevor Whitman is a mastermind. We came up with a great game plan, and it was just a matter of me sticking with it. Sticking with it and just, of course, it's a fight game. You're going to do what works. You're going to learn what works. You tried everything. I tried something, was working, so I stayed with it.
Yeah, you might as well when it's you. Go ahead.
Speaking of Gilbert, he has a fight coming up against Khamzat Chimaev. So what do you make of that matchup, as considering this is by far the biggest jump up in competition that Khamzat's had?
It's a great matchup. It's a great matchup, and winner of that, I might see him in the future.
Speaking of Canelo, he gave an interview this week, and he said, you want this fight for the payday. Specifically, what it is about Canelo? Is it the competitor in you? Is it a chance to make history? Is it the financial security? What is it about him?
Did he say, I want it because it's a payday, or did he say he wants it because he thinks it's an easy payday?
He just said payday.
Exactly. So he said payday, and I'm going to say it back. Payday.
Make that money. He mentioned that fight between Khamzat and Gilbert. You mentioned Leon Edwards. Tell me about the state of your division, 170 pounds right now.
It's looking great right now. You see all these guys starting to fight each other. There's great matchups being made. And through all of that, a contender is going to, pop up. There's never a shortage of contenders. There's never a shortage. There's going to be another guy next week and another guy the following week. So, as long as the fights are moving along, I think there's going to be another contender.
Excellent. And then in terms of a potential matchup with Leon Edwards, you said July. Do you feel like your hand will be ready for that?
I think so. It's my job to be ready. There was a time where I used to call everybody out. Not that I wanted to, but I just wanted to fight because I wanted to make some money. I wanted to support my family. So I was trying to fight anybody. And they all said, no, he's out of the top 10 because we don't want to fight him. We don't want to be that guy. So I dreamt and I manifested one day I would get to the top to where I don't have to do that anymore. These guys have to come see me. And that's where we're at now. If Leon Edwards wants to smoke in July, International Fight Week here in Vegas, for you guys, I'll put him to sleep too.
Kamara, down here to your left. You touched on Leon there. Obviously, it's been several years since you guys fought. What improvements have you seen in him?
Leon's he's much sharper with his striking. He's excellent striking. I mean, let's just be honest. We saw it in the fight with Nate Diaz. He tortured him for 4.5 rounds, and then Nate Diaz did what Nate Diaz does best. And come in there and land that shot and steal all the glory. You forgot Leon Edwards won that fight, right? So I think Leon's much improved. His grappling is much improved. His wrestling is much improved. But I'm also much improved.
You keep saying that you're in the second lap of the division. How many laps do you have left? I mean,
we'll
once
see.
you've done it again.
How many laps do I have left?
5.
Whoa. Relax. 5. Chill.
I like it.
We got a couple more.
And Dana recently said that he reaffirmed his commitment to going to Africa and saying that the UFC will be the first major mixed martial arts promotion there. How heartwarming is that to hear, and how important is it for you to fight back home in the motherland before it's all said and done?
It's very heartwarming. One of the biggest things is a lot of people, they kind of look at something they look at that in a different way to where they don't understand the infrastructure and what we have over there. We have everything over there. Everything the world utilizes comes from there. So it's only right that we go there now with 3 champions. This sport is not that big there yet, but you already have 3 champions. 3 champions sitting up here dominating, and we're holding on to these belts. And so it's only right for us to go there. And I think one of the biggest things was infrastructure, for them to trust that there's something that, there's a platform in place for them to be able to go in and actually run an event. And that's what I've taken upon myself to go out there and do. I've started a promotion out there, the AKO show, Face Off Fight Night. We are going to be doing our second event, March 18th, live at the Echo Hotel. And basically, we want to show UFC that, hey, we can do events here. We can do amazing events. We've got the crowd. We've got the people. We've got the infrastructure. And you guys can step in here so we can entertain the world.
Besides putting on fights, Kamaru, how do you feel about the growth of the sport there and the potential for young athletes that are just discovering MMA?
I think it's incredible. If there's one thing that the world knows is that us as Africans, that's what we can do is fight. We fight for everything. We fight to be able to eat the next day. We fight for our country. We fight for our rights. We fight for everything. So this is a sport that resonates in us. We might not have money. We might not have anything. But guess what? We've got these and we've got these. So if you bring the smoke, we're going to take care of it. So I think it's only fitting why Africans are dominating right now.
Very cool. Shmo?
Hey, champ, if there was a scenario where you'd have to face Covington or Masvidal for a third time, deep in your heart, who do you think it would be between the two of them?
Who do I think it would be, or who would I like to face?
Who do you think you would be stepping in the octagon against between the two guys if you had to in your future?
I think Covington, because the mouth is just too big. So I need to shatter it one more time.
And lastly, are you seeing the winner of Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns as a #1 contender fight?
I mean, there's tons of fights here. I mean, you know, these guys, how can you deny, you know, Covington, I know he just took a loss, but he goes out here and does his thing. What are we going to do? You know, I think there's still a couple of fights away. So we'll see.
Adesanya. Would you guys ever face one another?
Who?
You and Izzy.
No, I mean, I've said it time and time again. You know, Africans, us holding these belts is important to me. So having 2 Nigerian champions with belts is more important to me than 1 champion with 2 belts.
If he moved up permanently, could you see
I'm gonna
yourself?
slide right on in there to that middleweight division.
All right, Kamaru, you know, we appreciate your expertise in breaking this main event down. If you can give us an official prediction for Saturday night, what do you see?
I can't, but she can. Who do you think is going to win Saturday night?
Masvidal.
Are you a fan?
You didn't know?
Just a giggly no.
She's going for Masvidal. I have no official pick. I just want to see a fantastic fight like you guys, and I'm sure you guys are ready to see these guys square off.
So I actually thought we were wrapping up, but I got a fun note that we're going to allow some fan questions.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a question for Kamaru, where is our mic? Christoph, you have our mic? I don't know, they just told me fan questions. If you have a question, maybe come down to the front here. But make sure they're good questions, because it's the champ, you know what I mean? And we don't have tickets to give away. Just thought I'd preface that. All right, I see some people in line here. Do we have a mic over there? Okay, I see ya.
You've already expressed how, you know, fighting the style bender isn't what you want because you really want the Nigerian championship. But give us a real answer of who do you really want to demolish? You're the champ right now, but like, is there still someone in your division or around there that you want to like demolish? John Jones, maybe? I just want to know.
John's too big, so yeah, we're going to slide off of that. But I'm just being honest with you guys. I've said earlier, like, Covington's mouth is still a little too big. So until I send him to the shadow realm, I think that's one that I will ultimately still want. Because the sound of my fist just through that face, that feels good.
I feel like some weird stuff's happening in line, so just everyone be okay.
Next.
Kamaru, thank you for your time. Islam recently said that he would be interested in moving up to welterweight for a possible chance at being a double champ. What are your thoughts on a possible matchup with Islam?
Islam Makhachev.
Yes, sir.
I mean, first and foremost, we got to get that belt at lightweight first. You know, Justin Gaethje's up next, and Justin Gaethje ain't no slouch. We all know that. So, you know, if he's able to get that, and by the time he does that, I'm still here. I love to compete. That's why I want Canelo. I want to compete. I don't shy away from competition. I know a lot of people in the world are saying, oh, man, you can't do it. He's unbeatable. But guess what? I want to compete. I want to step in there and do my thing. So if he wants to compete, by that time, we'll compete.
It's that mentality that made you a champ.
Hi, Oozeman. There's a lot of prospects in the welterweight division. Who's your prediction for Gilbert and Chimaev?
Hey, there's a kid up here. Hey, there's a child up here. That's an intriguing fight. Both guys have very imposing styles. That one I'll be watched closely as well. But of course, I gotta go with my guy Gilbert.
Yeah, Kamara, my question's for the young lady in the middle.
Samira, okay.
All right. Do you follow do you also, what's your favorite female fighter if you follow the UFC women's division?
You know the answer to this. You heard what he said? Who's your favorite female fighter? Think? All right.
Rose?
Yeah! You hear that, Rose? She said you. I could come back to practice, right? All right, good.
I knew you were going to be a star today.
If Khamzat beats Gilbert Burns, do you think he'd be next in line? And how do you see a fight playing out between you and him?
Well, I mean, this guy hasn't even fought in the top 10. He hasn't even beat anyone there. So, I mean, Covington is still standing in the way. So I think there's still a couple more fights that he has to get through. But like I said, I love to compete. I love to compete. You know, when that fight presents itself, I'll be here to compete.
A lot of Khamzat questions today.
So I got a question for you. You've obviously fought both these guys before. Deep down in that octagon, you have to have some form of respect from each other. Who do you respect more, Masvidal or Colby?
That's a tough one because with Covington, I've spent almost over an hour with in that cage. Masvidal, I've spent some time with him too, so I respect both guys. Each and every time you step in there, you take something from each guy, and each guy made me work tirelessly in the gym. When I'm sweating every day hard like that to come out here and compete with these guys, and I go out there and actually compete with them, it's nothing but respect when I'm done.
Was there more relief when one fight was over compared to the other?
Yeah, the Masvidal. Actually, Covington won. First Covington fight, that was a big relief because I had a lot going on. I know as fighters, when we come in here, and this is our job. We have to come in here, and we have to compete and entertain you guys. But there's a lot that goes on behind. There's a lot that goes on in our hearts, in our head, in our families, all throughout training camp, in our lives that most people don't know, and we have to be able to shut that out, go in here, and compete for you guys. So that fight I was dealing with a lot, but to actually get in there and breathe at the end, that felt good.
Go ahead.
Hey, Oozeman, how does it feel like being the top dog in the UFC, baby?
I mean, you know, I'm doing my thing, chilling. It feels great, to be honest. It feels great because in 2012, when I moved down to South Florida and I was staying with Rashad Evans, and he brought that belt back home one day, and I saw it in the closet, and I took it out, I put it on the pillow, and I took a picture of it, and I was like, man, I'm going to get this one day. And all I could do was dream of it and try to manifest that. And now to be sitting here, pound for pound, best fighter in the world.
Top dog.
Man,
Top dog.
it feels like a dream, to be honest.
Hey, Kamaru.
I told you, I'm stopping Canelo. I'm stopping Canelo. I'm stopping Canelo. Listen, you can't do it until it's done. So I'm stopping him. Don't matter which round, I'm stopping him. Everybody knows me. It could be first round, I could stop a guy, or I could stop him in the fifth. So it doesn't matter.
Hey, Kamaru. So I know you said in the past that you don't really care too much about the legacy of being compared to Anderson Silva. It's not so much in your brain as among other things. But in your opinion, you've already lapped the welterweight division, and barring a move up to middleweight, what makes Kamaru Usman the greatest of all time in the UFC?
Well,
what do you have to do?
First of all, I never said I didn't care about it. I definitely do care about it. But what I say is I don't worry about it. As long as I do my job and I take care of each and every fight, when I walk away, everyone's going to look at the resume and go, damn, that dude did it. Appreciate you, my man. Francis all day. Come on now. Hey, what if two African UFC champions slide over to the boxing world and take all their belts?
Hey, champ, appreciate you being here.
Oh, man.
I just wanted to say, relative to some of the other greats, you're talked about a lot as maybe the best pound for pound in the world and in mixed martial arts. All this talk about fighting maybe the greatest pound for pound boxing fighter in Canelo. But a fight like that, if you were to decide to do something outside of MMA, would you wait until you're done with MMA, or would you focus a year on boxing? And if so, how much of it's legacy, how much of it's money? I mean, a lot of people say Floyd Mayweather would never take a fight unless he knew he could win. Like, the exciting fights are the close ones where you don't know what's going to happen. How much is legacy? How much is money? And would you finish MMA and focus on boxing, or do it at the same time?
Well, this is the thing is, the greats, they challenge themselves. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to challenge myself. I can stall out guys and wait till they get old and try to fight them at that point. But what's the point? I have this life and I have this gift and I have, my abilities today. So why not make the best of it? It's never been done. Pound for pound versus pound for pound, both similar in weight in their respectable sport. It's never been done. Why not? He won't come over here because he knows what's going to happen. I go over there. Everyone thinks they know what happens until I tell them to shh.
Hi, how are you? I started out with a question, but honestly, I just wanted to thank you. I work with children, and it's just a really nice thing to see how humble you are. I work with a lot of boys of color, and we always talk about you and how they can follow their dreams. So I just wanted to thank you so much for just you as a person and your demeanor and just everything that you do.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Thank you.
One thing that I want to say to that is I'm no way, shape, form, or fashion a perfect person. I'm not. I make mistakes each and every day. Some days I have a short fuse with this one, but I know that. But at the end of the day, I understand my responsibility. I'm put in a place I didn't choose to be, but I'm put here. So by being here, I have to understand my responsibility and be that person for her. So I thank you. I appreciate your words.
Thank you so much.
That was really nice of you. I think everybody who knows you, Kamaru, echoes those sentiments as
Don't
well.
make me mad today, girl. Make me mad. I'll wrestle you in the back. Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
You won't. No, you're not.
So I got to deal with at home every day.
Tell him. Oh, I noticed there was no microphone there for that. Go ahead.
Hey, Kamaru. I just wanted to ask you. Okay. What happens when you run out of space for your belt or on your belt with these title defense rubies? Are you gonna get a new belt to fill up, or maybe that's when you switch divisions?
Hopefully, Dana. Hopefully, I get a new belt. But we've got 2 more Infinity Stones on that belt that I need to capture. And of course, I want to be the first one to be able to fill up that belt. So God willing, we'll be able to do that.
Kamara, let me record this real quick. All right, Kamara, no disrespect. I know you a champ. I know you want Canelo.
No disrespect.
I know you
Before
want
I disrespect.
Canelo, but everybody that really knows Canelo would knock you out. But the real question,
you have
if you want to box, what about you versus Jake Paul?
What? Who this man one time? Listen. That's if we're gonna fight, we want to fight a real fight. I'm gonna answer your question. We want to fight a real fight. A real fight.
Just a note to everyone else asking questions. You don't have to yell. You have a microphone. We'll hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Kamaru Usman, you've been in the fighting industry for many, many years now. And it's safe to say that you have conquered this welterweight division, and you've also seen fighters go from their highest high to their lowest low.
Absolutely.
In your professional opinion, what is one fighter that you would love to fight in their prime in the welterweight division?
George St. Pierre. I believe George St. Pierre set the standard. He set the bar. So I've of course, everything that I do, I want to surpass that. And so, yeah, George St. Pierre. Come over here to the mic, man.
First off, I just want to say I think you do a great job.
Thank
Super
you.
humble, respectful, just kind of how I was raised, and that's great. My question, I'm a wrestler. You wrestled. Covington wrestled. We know what wrestling brings. It changed my life, and the shape and all that. Who wins? Covington, Masvidal?
I think Covington, of course. I think he has more ways to win. But that's not to say Masvidal can't touch that chin and put him to sleep. I mean, I sat him down 4 times already, so that shit can't be the same.
All right, champ. First of all, thank you for coming today. I think we all appreciate it. As you said earlier, you spent almost an hour with Covington in the ring. You've gone almost 10 full rounds. How much of those do you honestly believe you won?
Honestly believe I won? All of them. All of them. Of course, he did his job. You know, he kept it competitive. But that's why I'm still standing up here right now.
All right, so Kamaru, I have one question for you, bro. Because I know you want that bag with Canelo, but Canelo gotta fight his mandatories, bro. He gotta fight Charlo, he gotta fight Benavidez. Like, he's ducking, bro, but he wants you. So finish it for me, bro. Let's go.
1,000.
Turn me up, pound for
1,000.
pound.
Pound for pound.
Kobe
You know
beat you
what?
in 6 rounds, though.
Let me-
I gotta say, Kobe did take 6 rounds off you, bro. I gotta say, I was there in New York, bro. It was a great fight. I respect you, bro.
Okay.
But Kobe took 6 rounds in those 2 fights. I respect you, though. Pound
All
for
right.
pound number 1. I respect you.
Appreciate it.
Everybody's bold on the mic today, huh?
Yeah. Okay,
The
now
polls
this
from far away.
Now, this is one thing that I want to say. You know, I want to wrap up this because everyone keeps saying this, or, oh, yeah, this and that. I like it. I like the speculation, but this is one thing that I want to say. I started wrestling my sophomore year in high school while guys were wrestling when they were 3, 4 years old. I believed in myself, and I wanted to get to that state title. I got it. By the time I was a senior, I was top 3 in the state. And I started my sophomore year. I went to college, and these guys were saying, oh, man, this guy's not, he's not going to make it. And I knew where I wanted to be. I wanted to stand at the top of the podium one day. By my senior year, I was the national champion. Division II, Division I, it doesn't matter. There are certain guys, okay, my man, real quick. Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you know who Travel Delognev is? Travel Delognev, you know who that is? Do you know who that is? So you don't follow wrestling, so be quiet, my man. All right, back to what I was saying, guys. You know, and this is what I'm saying, though. There's going to be guys like this each and every day that's going to tell you that you can't do it. And that's what I'm getting at. I believed in myself that I could do it. I stood at the top of that podium, and if he knew a thing at all, he would knew how many Division I guys I tortured until I did win that title. And guess what? I got into MMA, and I said I was going to be the champion. And I went there, and I did that. And then I said I was going to be the pound-for-pound best. And I went there and I did that. Now I'm telling you I'm going to stop Canelo. I'm the one who has to believe it. You don't have to believe it. I have to believe it. I have to put in the work, and I have to go in there, and then I have to make you believe it. Just like I've made you believe that I am the pound-for-pound best MMA fighter in the world.
And he watches you compete. You don't.
Oh, he watches me.
Last 2 questions. Go.
Alrighty. I'm from Florida. Back in April in Jacksonville, Florida, I went and watched you and Masvidal fight. On his walkout, he threw a jacket. This is it, and I caught it.
I'll sign that for you.
I would love for you to
I'll sign that for
baby.
you, my dog. Sign that. I got you.
And I have mad respect for Colby, Masvidal, you, but I would love for you to sign it.
Of course, and I told you guys this is going to be a fantastic fight. 2 fantastic athletes that I've shared that octagon with. I can't wait. I know we're about to wrap up. I can't wait to see these stare downs right now, guys.
Just our last question is right there. He's been waiting patiently. Go ahead.
man.
I hope it's a good one.
Mr. Oozeman.
Yes.
Mr. Oozeman, very, very nice to meet you. Got you. How do you like Las Vegas, and how do you like training with Dewey Cooper when you're here?
I love Las Vegas. You know, I have a lot of respect for it. It's the fight capital of the world. The UFC is here. You guys always show us love every time we're here. So thank you guys for always showing us that love and respect. And of course, Dewey is a fantastic coach, which is why my brother, Francis Ngannou, trains with him. So you see the work. Dewey, Eric, all those guys down there, extreme. Fantastic coaches. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having us. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Give it up for the champ.
Sure, I can't wait to see these sit downs.
The champ and Samira, once again, thank you guys. Our UFC 270